Got our Secret Santa stuff here. We adopted a family for Christmas. Got 5 kids, so we went to Walmart and we're getting ready to sort all this stuff out so they can come pick it up. But yeah, it's always good to give back to some families that aren't as fortunate as others, and looks like we got these kids a good Christmas this year. Got the springs already in there, and yeah, you can't hardly see them though, but we're getting ready to bolt the wheels back on it. Got the blower lid back from powder coat. That turned out really nice. There's what the snout looks like off. Obviously we have a new ported one coming for it, so we got that. Here is the 4 fuel rails installed on the blower. Real nice pieces there. They got the 180s that are pretty much flat and then go back that way. We'll have the fuel line going back towards the back of the engine bay like that. Look really nice. Got the tank pretty much all done. Got the fittings and everything on. Hoses ran all the way over here. So getting pretty close here to getting wrapped up on this Trackhawk deal. Got the blower ready to go. We're not going to do the blower spacers or the heat blanket because they didn't come in. We're also not going to do the bearing plate because it takes special tools to get it off. We do have the ported bearing plate over there. It's just going to stay off. We're actually just going to put all the stock stuff on it with the pulley, get it all bolted up back on the Trackhawk so we can get this thing running here today. And yeah, it sucks. We're not going to have all this other stuff that we thought we were going to have, but that's part of it. But we're going to get this thing back together and get this thing rolling, get it tuned today. We got a tune to load in it to start it up, so that should be good to go. But yep, so that's where we're at with it right now. And hopefully have this blower back on here in just a few minutes. We got the blower bolted up, got the new throttle body on. The black lid looks great with everything, along with the black 4 fuel rails. This thing's gonna look awesome once we get all buttoned up. I don't know, Tim.
It looks great. I like the black lid.
It does, yeah.
I kind of almost like the two-tone going on.
The two-tone does look good. I agree with that. I think it just sets everything off really nice.
The final pieces are really going to button it up good.
Oh, yeah. Got the Hellraiser in. See, when you talk about a clutch pulley, see how we go this way and it turns, but we go back and it stays. That's so the belt, when you let off the throttle, it doesn't chirp the belt, so it lets the belt free spin on there. That's why these clutch pulleys are so important. This is just like a factory one, and then there's a black cap that goes on there. So, and that is the updated Hellraiser, by the way. It's got the washer in the back. So that way we don't run into an issue where the pulley wants to drive into the back of this snout and run the snout. But yeah, looking good. We are loading in the tune right now to start the General. This is going to be our first startup. Just Tune sent us kind of a startup file with the injector sizes. Changed a bunch of other things in there. We'll probably have a bunch of codes to delete here in a minute, but yeah, we're getting pretty close to starting this thing up. Started right up. How's a clean startup, Tim?
I liked it. Yeah. Sounds great.
Started right up. Good. I'm just going to do the long block. First drive in the General. It just got a startup tune in it, but it drives pretty good so far. You can definitely hear the intake. the tornado siren. We're having troubles with the intercooler pump wanting to kick on, so we're gonna maybe drive around the block, see if it makes any difference. May just have some air stuck in lines. We might just have to pressurize it and get it out that way. Old Tim's a Trackhawk specialist now.
Did quite a bit to this one.
Yeah.
Pretty serious build.
Definitely sounds good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme blower sound effects.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's loud.
That's incredible how much those big pipes change the exhaust sound.
Oh, I know, right? Seatbelt. Yeah, see, the intercooler came on there. See it? Said.
Nice.
It's like part throttle.
She's gonna be pretty rowdy.
Oh yeah. All right, that's the first drive in the General right there. It's like a minivan on steroids. So you got the core system here. We mounted the regulator. All the lines are ran right through there. Fortis Performance heat exchanger tank. Got the big 105 throttle body. Joker sported snout. Good lid, leg maker intake. Turned out really good. Mighty Mouse catch can. Oh yeah, 10 liquid fluid level down.
It's sucking it down.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Sounds good though. So far, everything's good with the General. We got the intercooler working good now. It's cooling down like it should, so I think we got all the air out of the system there. Just out driving it, just filled up on some Pumpy 85. I put about 8 gallons of, well, I put 10 gallons of Ignite E90 in there, but, you know, by the time I drove it to the gas station, probably went through a couple gallons of it, so it's probably got about 7 or 8 gallons of Ignite in there. Should have a good ethanol content, probably around E80 or so, even with the winter blend Pumpy 85, so everything's driving good. We should be ready to start really tuning this thing tomorrow. Justin's startup tune we load in here is actually pretty spot on. My air fuels are looking good at wide open throttle. Yeah, just real happy with it. Runs good. You can hear that intake. It's just so loud. But yeah, old General's gonna run really good. Got a pretty good tune in the General, and we've just been driving it around for a couple days. We're waiting on a basically a boost reference block that we bolt on the side of the supercharger lid for a boost reference for the fuel regulator. But we got the fueling pretty good with it. Right now we just have the pressure turned up just so it has enough fuel. But so far so good. It drives good. It makes a ton of power. I would say it's definitely faster than the last white Trackhawk that we had. You can hear the blower. The exhaust is a little bit louder. The last one we just hollowed out the cats. This one's actually got cat deletes on it, so it turned out a little bit better there. I'm just gonna ease into the throttle here. It runs really good. I have not raised the shift points or anything yet. I still need to tune on the transmission, but it does really, really good. I mean, just accelerates at an incredible pace. once we get our taser module in there, that's the one where we put in the OBD2 port and make it rear-wheel drive like we did on the last white one. Once that comes in the mail, we're actually going to put this thing on the dyno and see how much power it makes. Jokers is actually sending us a full ported blower. We had to go ahead and install the ported snout on it for right now, just because we had to get it basically back together at the shop because we have a bunch of stuff at the shop needing worked on. But the ported blower is coming, so we'll have that on. Then we'll be able to put the blower spacers in and get all that stuff done to really maximize the potential of this combo that's on it right now. I would say this Trackhawk will probably make upper 900s to the tire. But we're on our way home now from the shop. We did get the Velgen wheels on today. It looks incredible with the Eibach lowering springs on it. Pretty much done with everything on this Jeep besides waiting on that newer blower and putting some B-Woody rear suspension components on it. But other than that, the general is basically done. There's a lot of stuff we did on this thing in the last week, and really happy with how it turned. As soon as we get home, I'll show you all the wheels, how they turned out. Looks good. All right, as you can see, got the new Velgens on with the new Nitto NT420Vs. These are awesome tires for just daily driving. They're good all seasons. We also put the Hellcat badges on and smoked the turn signals on it. Took the Jeep off the hood. Looks nice. Underneath looking good. Got everything pretty much done under here. On the 19 Trackhawks, they have this vacuum pump, which had to basically just put on there that it did not like deleting that in the tune. So we went ahead and just kind of placed it there for now. JLT actually makes a bracket that bolts off that bolt, and this pump bolts that bracket. So we're gonna go ahead and get one of those coming for it. Obviously, with the bigger throttle body, the factory, no, I wouldn't say the factory clamp, but the clamp that comes with the leg maker wouldn't quite fit, so robbed this one off the C7 and ordered another black T-bolt clamp to kind of match that one. So that'll be all done here pretty soon, but we're getting things ready for PRI. So the Jeep's pretty much done. We're waiting on the billet adapter from AED to come for the boost reference and a fuel pressure sensor stuff, so that way we can hook up the fuel pressure sensor on, get everything ready on the tune and get it 100% done. But so far, the general looking good. Went through a big transition in just a short amount of time. We'll have some more videos. Driving, we're gonna play with the draggy a little bit on it and get this thing ready for racing at the beginning of the year. I'd say once we get our G-force axles and the drive shaft in this thing and put the drag rails on it, and he'll be ready to go down the track here in the next month or so. So that's it, guys. Well, next video will be on basically tuning this Trackhawk and getting this thing on the rollers. We have a taser on the way, so we can put it in rear-wheel drive mode, put it on Justin's dyno, and see how much power it makes. But should make a little bit more than the Mohawk did. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one runs.